Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with a brand new brew review. And today we are gonna have something special because today we are tasting a beer that is globally known as the best beer in the world. Now, disclaimer, does that mean that it is the best beer in the world? No, that is of course a matter of personal preference, but this beer was described by Michael Jackson, the writer, as the best beer in the world. Now, a lot of you may have already guessed it, but we are having a nice Trappist. We are having the Westvleteren 12. Now I am gonna have an old one right now, and you guys probably won't see this, but this bottle is dusty as fuck because it came out of a friend's cellar. So Martin, thanks a lot. Karen, you as well. I'm gonna have the old one, but I do have a brand new one right here as well. The difference is that, let's see, this one will be good until 2026. This one had a best before date of 2021, and I can't read the rest of the date anymore. So this one is several years old, seeing as these guys have a shelf life of about 3 years or 4 years. So this one is at least 7 years old. Yeah, main difference, pretty much the same bottle, but since last year the new Westvleterens have labels. They modernized, they still have the same bottle cap, by the way. What is so special about this beer? Well, this is probably the best known Trappist in the world, and despite being called 12, it is a 10.2% ABV. Yeah, what else can I tell you about this? Not so much. I would say read the books and read Michael Jackson's opinion, and we will be having a nice dark Trappist. I'm gonna wash this up before I put it in the large glass. Again, the tiny taster glass, so I can have two. I am gonna have the old one today. We are gonna compare the old and the new in a later video, because I still have another old one. But for that, I'm gonna invite someone. Until then, ooh, some lovely, lovely bubbling in the glass, a very nice vortex of carbon dioxide. I do see some yeast spillage. It has a lovely, I would say, deep red or coppery brown color. Some beautiful off-white beige foam, a nice dense foam, beautiful tiny bubbles. This actually came out a lot better than I expected. That does say a lot about the bottles, and mainly the bottle caps. They seem to close off very tightly. I don't see any signs of oxidation. Of course, that re-fermentation in the bottle has done its work, very nicely carbonated. And this foam doesn't seem to be dissipating anytime quickly. So yeah, beautiful for now. Lovely. Then as for the scent, I do get some carbon dioxide, but not too much. I do get a lot of maltiness, mainly some toasted grains, slightly roasty as well, a tiny hint of chocolate, very yeasty. Now I did try the the hand test because I thought I smelled a tiny bit of oxidation or iron, something along those ways. But I think I imagined that because it's already gone. Yeah, lovely aroma. Now, this isn't my favorite smell when it comes to beers or food in general, but it is very, very lovely. Now, if you look at this foam, still has a nice layer, and it has a layer in two densities, larger bubbles on the bottom, very tiny bubbles, very dense on the top, which actually reminds me of nitro beers. Now, we do know that this is not a nitro beer, this is a very classic as can be. But it does remind me of nitrous foam. Anywho, let's have a taste. Cheers. Oh my. Yeah, that comes in strong. I think that we could say that this is no longer 10.2%. This would be nearing 11, I believe. But apart from that, wow. Very, very present taste, very, very, let's say, aggressive. It is a beautiful and complex beer. The initial taste is, or let's talk about the body first. It is a nice, dense beer. I would call it slightly sticky in the roof of the mouth, rather sweet. So despite the re-fermentation in the bottle and the long aging, it is still quite sweet. I do get some candied sugar or some dark brown sugar. I do get a very lovely amount of carbonation, which I absolutely love. And when it comes to taste, it is rather boozy as well. So we get that dark sugar. We also get a tiny bit of chocolate as well. Some light, toasty, roasty flavors. But it is very, very smooth. What else do we get? Oh, this has the loveliest mouthfeel. Great. Yeah, mainly boozy as well. Very warming. So quite a bit of alcohol presence in there, working together with that carbon dioxide, of course. So the carbonation and the alcohol basically lift each other up, just like, for example, in a duvel is the case. So this actually reminds me of, let's say, a combination of a quadruple and a Scotch ale, for example. So it has that sweetness of the Scotch and that drinkability, but it also has that power, that forte of a quadruple, which is also pretty nice. And this is also what I love about many of my friends. They know that I am a beer sommelier, and when they visit and they find something special, they get me one. So yeah, love them for this. Very, very complex and very enjoyable beer as well. This is what we call a bière pour savourer, or bière, una cerveza para disfrutar. This is a beer to enjoy, to have in degustations and not to chug. So yeah, great. I would also like to pit one of these against a St. Bernardus 12 because they are, well, they are cousins, let's say, and people do tend to tell us that these are the same beers, but we know for a fact that they aren't. But I do want to pit them against each other, so probably we'll make a comparison video with an old one, a new one, and a St. Bernardus 12. Now, enough about that. Aftertaste. I love the aftertaste as well. It is very present. I do get a warm feeling in the back of my throat and the weaker tissue. but in the aftertaste, that alcohol is still very present, that warming feeling is very present, but the sweetness is almost completely gone, which is very nice, which is yeah, absolutely enjoyable. So this is a great beer for a cold night, I would say. Maybe I should have done this around the holidays or something, but no, actually, fuck it, why not? This is a beer for any day. So let's score it as well, because I am gonna enjoy this second half slowly. And like I said, Westvleteren, enjoy it. I am dancing around a 4 out of 5 here, because I don't want to score the name, I want to score the beer, of course. So I don't want to be too enthusiastic, but I also don't want to be too harsh, because I shouldn't punish this brewer for a public opinion. So let's call it an even 4. Is this the best beer in the world? Absolutely not, in my humble opinion. This is not my favorite style, this is not my favorite flavor or beer. You guys know that I like the nice dry and bitter beers or the sour beers. So this is not my kind of style, but I do acknowledge that this is a lovely, great brewed beer, and I do see where they get that reputation. And I would be very humble and happy if I could one day brew like this. So let's call it an even 4. And yeah, let's keep it at that. I am looking forward for that comparison. I do have to go through my address book to see who I want to invite, but that is for later on. As usual, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment if you have any questions or remarks. And if you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll get notified whenever I upload something. Also, welcome to yet another subscriber between the previous video and this one. Again, very humbled that you guys seem to find your way here and want to stay. Same goes for you guys. If you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'll see you guys next weekend. Cheers.